One of the biggest challenges that comes with designer-developer collaborations is putting an accurate quote together to send to the client. It used to be more common for designers to take care of their portion of the project and then pass their completed designs off to the developer to quote. But now it's becoming more and more common for clients to want the full cost of their project known up front. I personally do think this newer method is better, as it's nice for the client to know exactly what to expect from the start, but it can be a challenge to put together an accurate project scope and quote upfront. No one wants to have to email a client partway through a project and say that they underquoted. So today we're going to go through 6 questions to ask your client before getting a quote from your developer. The first question you want to ask is what websites they're looking at for inspiration. When I'm leading a project, I like to ask for 2 or 3 websites that they like and what they like about each of those. This gives everyone a good idea of what the overall structure and feel of the site is going to look like, and the developer can get a good idea of how much time and effort it will take to put that structure in place. Next, ask your client to list out each of the specific pages they'll need. You can guide them by listing out pages that your past clients have needed, such as the home page, about page, services, or even a landing page. Encourage them to take a little extra time thinking through this one so they don't miss anything and want to add something down the road. This question is helpful because when you know each of the pages your client will need, you'll be able to think through your design and then tell your developer how many custom templates will be needed. Creating new page templates is a lot different than inserting content into an existing template, so it's important that you know the count of these custom templates before the project begins. Third, you want to get your clients thinking about any special features that will require premium plugins or extra setup throughout the project. A couple of the more common examples include an e-commerce platform or membership capabilities. These are also things that your developer would need quite a bit more information for before starting the project. Depending on what kind of business your client is running, you may also want to ask about things like job postings or event listing capabilities. And something I've experienced that is forgotten more than anything else are things like galleries or image sliders. For all of these examples, there's going to be extra time and cost for things like buying the premium plugins, doing some custom styling, or in some cases uploading a whole bunch of images for the things like sliders or image galleries. So be sure when you talk to your client that you really dig into this special features section to make sure nothing is missed. Don't be afraid to break this question down into specific sections so you can really get them thinking about what they're looking for. The fourth thing you want to ask about is whether or not your client needs their email marketing platform set up for them. Now, most developers will include integrating a sign-up form or pop-ups into their packages, but things like setting up MailChimp, ConvertKit, or lead pages from scratch will take a little extra time and effort. If your client does want opt-in forms but is not yet set up with a platform they need, be sure to let your developer know about this before quoting the project. Next, be sure to ask whether your client will need a domain or content transferred. If they're moving from, say, Blogger to WordPress or WordPress to Squarespace, extra time will need to be allowed for transferring the domain and taking care of loading in all the content. A lot of times, this is something a client will tell you without having to be prompted, but it's still a good thing to ask before trying to get a quote. And last, ask an open-ended question about what they're looking for in their website. This will help get their mind opened up and get them thinking about things you might not have asked specifically about in your questionnaire or call. They might even casually mention something that lets you know you need to dig in deeper and ask some more questions. After going through and collecting information on all 6 of these questions for your client, your developer should be able to come up with an accurate quote that doesn't need to budge throughout the project. I recommend that you add all of these questions to an intake form or to a list of questions you ask in your consult call to make sure they become part of your process. To make sure you don't forget anything, click here to get a list of the questions you should ask your client before going to your developer. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I would love for you to leave a comment and let me know what questions you ask your clients before quoting a project, and if any of the ones we went over today will be added to your process. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video, and I will see you next time.